You're weaving in and out, so you actually wove around the cars that were in front of you.
I made a legal lane change.
A legal lane change?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me about that.
There were two cars that were spaced with enough space that I could legally make a lane change.
Just a second. Could you have gotten in between them with a car?
I could have.
You could have?
A smart car.
Okay, I'm going to tell you, Mr. Smart, are your counterclaims dismissed?
Yes, ma'am.
As well it should be. Because, you know, you're a little bit reckless on the motorcycle, so you probably really felt a little responsible for this. I assume you did, right?
A little bit, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, of course. Well, because you look like a nice enough man, so you probably felt a little responsible for it. What would have happened if he were killed instead of just injured?
Would be terrible.
It would be terrible.
I still don't feel that it was my fault because there's no way that I can predict that someone's going to come shooting in between two cars like that and at such a high rate of speed. So
yeah, you can, because didn't he have his lights on?
Well, there were two cars that were like this in front of him, so you can't really see someone.
That's what you call anticipating. You have to be able to anticipate, just like you have to be able to anticipate and be prepared for a child running out in the middle of two parked cars, or an animal running out between two parked cars, or something extraordinary happening. I'd like to see what your insurance company said, yours and yours.
I have a voicemail message.
I don't want to hear a voicemail
Okay.
message. I want to see a report from the insurance company.
They never provided me with any.
Well, that's a problem. Then I'll read his. Well, this doesn't say that they've denied your coverage. Where does it say that?
I do not call saying that they denied my coverage. They did not pay for my medical expenses and the deductible on the motorcycle.
Well, where is that letter?
That would be from her insurance company denying my claim.
This is from her insurance company.
That was from my ma'am. It was from my insurance adjuster.
Do you have any other documents from your insurance company?
I have the assessment of the value of the motorcycle.
And that's it?
Yes, ma'am. I also have pictures that the adjusters took of both vehicles.
I'd like to see them. Do you have photographs as well?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see it. How long have you been riding a motorcycle, sir?
I've been riding one for 3 years.
Are you going too fast, Mr. Filmer?
I was speeding by about 5 miles an hour, ma'am.
Well, that's what you admit to.
10.
So if you were speeding, the other cars that you were weaving in and out of to pass, how fast do you think they were going? Under the speed limit?
Yes, ma'am. They were doing about 40 according to their police report.
And so you were doing 45.
I was doing 50, ma'am.
You were doing 50. So you were going 10 miles faster than the other cars that were traveling there.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there any reason for that? Were you in a big rush?
I was going to work.
So what were you speeding for?
I have no excuse.
Great. Well, you know, if what you're asking me to do is assess blame, that's hard to do. You were making a left turn. You didn't see his headlights. His headlights were clearly on. There's no question his headlights were on. It was dusk. You should have seen his headlights, and you should have waited an extra couple of seconds because you could have cleared the intersection. He was speeding, and I have a sense weaving his motorcycle in and out of the traffic lanes, which, as a person who's been driving for more years than the two of you have been born, I can tell you is really annoying. I think anybody who drives a car and who's had an unpleasant experience, I've had many pleasant experiences with motorcycle drivers who were perfectly reasonable on the road, but many of them think that they're driving, you know, a bicycle, that they could just weave in and out, and they make everybody else uncomfortable. Is that what you were doing that day? Probably. You were going 10 miles faster than the other cars around you and exceeding the speed limit and weaving in and out of cars. You were making other people uncomfortable. But I think that you were making a turn and you did have a certain responsibility to make sure that everything was clear. If I had to assess blame for this accident, it would rest on that side. So you get a Zippo on your counterclaim. Now, I do think that you have a partial responsibility, Ms. Mellon, for what happened because you were, in fact, making a left turn and you're supposed to wait until everything is clear. But you can't anticipate somebody who's driving in what may be perceived to be in a moderately erratic way. Not terribly erratic, but in a moderately erratic way. So the damages to your car were $2,800, so and I'm going to award you $1,400 to fix it. Thank you very much. Your counterclaim is dismissed.